and welcome back to Bella Luna Soapery. If you're new here, my name is Tanya and I just want to start off with saying happy 2025. Thank you so much for coming back for another video. I'm going to have a lot of great fun new videos for this year, and I'm really excited that you're going to be able to come along and just make a lot of fun Bath & Body products with me. So today's project, we are doing an unscented oatmeal milk and honey soap. It's a really simple recipe and really affordable as well. It only uses 2 oils. We're going to be using rice bran and coconut oil, and I think you're going to be surprised at how well this soap actually turns out for being such a simple bar. But I'll have the recipe down below in the description box in case you would like to give making this soap a try. And now let's go make the soap. Alright, so today's soap is just a simple, clean, unscented soap, great for people with sensitive skin or dry skin. I'm just using 2 oils, so rice bran and coconut oil. I was going to do 100% rice bran oil, but I wanted a little bit of bubble action, so I added in some coconut oil. So it's 80% rice bran, 20% coconut oil, so super affordable. And then to that, we're going to add some honey that I just heated up in some water to make it easier to pour. And then along with that, we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of colloidal oats and 2 tablespoons of goat milk. So basically an unscented oatmeal milk and honey soap. So very gentle, will be great on the skin. I always try to keep at least 1 unscented soap in my shop at a time. The last few times I've made it, I've done turmeric and honey, but just thought I'd switch it up a little bit. And then I am using powdered goat milk today. And then we're gonna just give that a good blend before we add in our lye water. All right, that's looking pretty good there. I think I have all of the goat's milk and all of the colloidal oats worked in there. So now we're going to go ahead and pour our lye water in. And I do have some sodium lactate in here as well, just because using just the rice bran oil with that little bit of coconut, this is going to be a very soft bar. So I need all the help I can get from the sodium lactate, and then I'll probably have to wait a day, like an extra day or 2 to be able to unmold it. Alright, so I think that looks good there. And then just gonna make sure I get all the sides worked in there. It is starting to thicken up quite a bit, but I put a lot of additives in it, along with the honey, and the honey, that sugar will cause it to set up a little bit quicker as well. But it doesn't really matter if it sets up too quick. I mean, obviously not stuck in the bowl quick, but if it gets a little thicker, because we're not doing any other colors here. I'm just gonna pour it all in here. You can see how thick that is already, but very workable. I thought I was gonna not make a mess for once. but I was wrong. Not too bad of a mess though. I'm gonna just get this beat down and evened out a little bit. All right, and then I'm gonna swirl the top a little bit, and that's more just for funsies than anything else. Just gives it some texture and a little, you know, a little something. And then I think I might do some botanicals on the top. Botanicals or just spritz it with mica? That is the question. Let me think about that for a second. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna spritz the top with a little honey blush mica from Nurture. Assuming I can get that to come out. Maybe I don't have enough in there yet. Alright, let's try that again. There we go. I see it starting to come out a little bit. It's kind of just highlighting that some. So super pretty. I think I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna let this set up for, like I said, probably 48 hours. We'll kind of just have to see, and then we'll come back and cut. So we are back to cut my oatmeal milk and honey soap, and I will say this ended up firming up a lot sooner than I expected. It got pretty hot, so I did get a little cracking on the top on some of the bars, but it's definitely a lot firmer than I expected it to be. I'm assuming that's from the honey, because when I put the recipe in Soap Calc, it said this was going to be a pretty soft bar. So you can see a couple little specks where some of the honey didn't get all the way incorporated, but I think that is just fine, and there's a bit of a gel ring with how hot it got. But yeah, overall very happy with how this turned out. It's going to be a super gentle soap on the skin with that goat milk in it, along with the colloidal oats and the honey. I think it'll feel really nice, and the honey is going to add some lather. I did also add sugar to this one to boost the lather as well, because the rice bran oil on its own really has basically no bubbling power to it. But yeah, happy with how it turned out. Like I said, it's a super simple soap, really affordable to make, and yeah, I think it's going to be a good one to have in the shop. So it was New Year's last night. Do you have any goals or resolution for the new year? One of my goals is I'm going to try to read 2 books a month. Well, really, I'd like to read 25, that way 25 and 2025, but we'll see how it goes. I got a Kindle for Christmas, which I'm super excited about. I've always been a paper book reader, but the Kindle is really nice to read at night, and you know, it's waterproof, so if I wanted to read it in the bath, I could without having to worry about it so much. And it's just way more affordable to get books that way than to purchase paperbacks. And I do know I could go to the library, but sometimes I have a patience problem and don't want to wait my turn for the book. So the Kindle's been a good solution, and I think I'm really going to enjoy reading on it. I've already finished 1 book, and I'm on my 2nd book since I got it at Christmas, and it's been really nice to read books on it. But yeah, definitely let me know down in the comments if you have any goals for the year or resolutions, or if you got anything fun for Christmas. I'd like to hear. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I made this unscented oatmeal milk and honey soap. Now I did do a lather test. I just kind of wanted to see how many bubbles we were gonna get, since I did just use the 2 oils. I used the rice bran and the coconut oil, but I did also put honey in the soap, and it actually had great bubbles. You're still gonna get that quote clean feel because it does lather pretty well actually. So that was a nice surprise. I was hoping that would be the case with adding in the coconut oil and then the honey on top of it. But you know, you never know. It's the first time I made this recipe. So I was really happy to see that it actually did have some good lather. And I did also end up just putting a little stamp on the front. Since it was a pretty plain bar, I just wanted to give it that little bit of interest, you know, just as an added touch. Not something you have to do, but I just thought it'd be fun to add a stamp because I don't do that very often. So I've left the recipe down below in case you do want to try making this soap for yourself. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.